Hey everyone, checking in on the crypto sector. We got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. If you haven't checked it out already, I just put out an introduction to cryptocurrency video, 40 minutes long, discussing some of the fundamentals and just the basic concepts of what they are. So looking at Bitcoin here, we have a bullish break to start today. We had our all-time high, the low of the pullback, our lower high, our higher low, and now our higher high. So that is the bulls showing up and shifting this trend. There's our low and our higher low. I shouldn't say shifting the trend, but just breaking out of a consolidation pattern. And the only resistance we have is the high of today, 1840, and the all-time high of 1889. And you can zoom in on the hourly time frame and see what it looks like a bit different. And we have our equilibrium pattern playing out: high, low, lower high, higher low, and there's the break for a higher high. So it doesn't mean we're going to shoot straight up to an all-time high. It just means the bulls have gained control. I'm going to be looking at an uptrend line here to keep the bulls strongest. So that's an uptrend line to be keeping an eye on. In terms of the shortest support that we have going, we're looking at a couple lows of the consolidation on the hourly. The most recent low was 1815, and I'm rounding here by a couple pennies. 1815, and then we're looking at 1800 on the dot. Nice psychological support. So the bulls are in control right now. We have the high of the day as resistance, followed by a couple levels before the all-time high. And you can see by zooming in on the hourly, I get more details. The daily chart just shows the all-time high as resistance from here, but I can zoom in and see that we've got, after 1840, we're looking at 1865, and then 1889, the all-time high. So nice work by the bulls. Bitcoin, right now, Bitcoin has the least amount of volatility out of the three in the space. Ethereum is in the middle, and Litecoin has the most volatility. I've been day trading Litecoin. I'll go over some of the trades that I've made in the past few days. Ethereum here on the daily time frame, and these lines make it a bit difficult to see, but they're important to me on the shorter term time frames. So we're still in a bit of an equilibrium pattern. We did make a bull break over the $90 resistance. We have really tough resistance at $90 and $92. And although we did break those, when we lost them with the inability to hold them on the back test, previous resistance did not hold as support. It's back as resistance again today with the high of today of 89.98. So the bulls built a nice support down here. We bounced off of 82.20, 82 even, and 82.50. So those are key must-hold supports in the short term, and the resistance after 90 and 92, we saw a move up to 94.70 before looking to the all-time high. So the bulls do still have control of this trend, maintaining these higher lows, long lower wicks. This is a bullish reversal candlestick on the daily time frame, and the bulls need green and follow through over $90 tomorrow to see this move play out and to be looking back up at 92 and 94.70 as resistances. So zooming in on the hourly time frame, we just saw a big time battle at 87.10 and 87.11. The bulls did win that battle. There were tons of ETH traded at those levels, and we kept seeing unlimited ETH pop up on the ask, but the bulls kept buying them, and we have clear higher lows here. So we saw an all-out dump last night. We saw a bounce from 82.50 straight up to 88.92. Huge gains, 9% gains in a short amount of time. We pulled back, formed a higher low and a higher high, trying to turn around this trend, and that's where we topped out at 90. So we still have some higher lows, but we need to be cautious, because if we were to see a break of these low 86 supports, I'm looking at 86.60, 86.57, 86.29, 86.16, lose those levels, and we're looking back down into the low 80s for the next support. So the bulls need to see continuation. We've got 88 psychological and 90 psychological as the two clearest resistances on ETH at this point. LTC, this was a beautiful bounce, and after I did the fundamental video yesterday, we had a bunch of our members trading cryptocurrencies for the first time last night. I think there were 5 of them, and we were all playing this LTC dump, and it was an awesome move to the upside. We had an all-out dump. The RSI got oversold. I personally entered too soon. I like to scale into my positions, where I'll break up my position into 4 chunks and buy a fourth of it at a time and just be fishing on the bid. I really like to buy some of it on the bid, half of my position on the bid, and then wait until the bulls show up and then buy on the ask at market to help push that bull momentum to the upside. And I'll give an example today where that actually helped things. But here on LTC, we played this bounce. I got in with an average of, I believe it was in the low $22 range, and I sold in the upper $23 range. Definitely left some on the table, but I don't like going to bed and sleeping and leaving my computer in LTC because of this volatility, where we can drop 15, 20% in a few hours. Obviously, I don't want to get stuck holding a bag. There are stop loss opportunities on GDAX. You could put your stop loss in, making it more comfortable. Haven't played around with a stop loss yet on that platform, but I'm perfectly content just locking in these, 5-10% moves in a short amount of time, and then reassessing the situation. So yesterday I made that flip last night of $22.50 to the upper $23 range, and then I made another trade this morning, and right when I woke up, just looked at the setup, and I saw we were in a very tight pattern. I was watching this mini pattern on the 5-minute time frame, and what I was seeing here was a horizontal base of support, and that was here at about 22.87, and I was looking for a bull break of this little lower high pattern. It's a mini descending triangle pattern, and that is where I would put it. And I actually helped push this move to the upside. We saw an initial bull break. I want to see not only, like I said, I look at these trend lines for guidance, but it's the price action that I care about. So the lower high was 23.33. As soon as we break that level, we get a move to the upside. And I was in this candlestick. I was actually a third of the volume in this candlestick, and I was buying the ask, breaking the resistance of 23.33 intentionally. And then look at the volume that came in behind me. Traders recognized this bull break, and they followed along. And again, I left money here on the table, but I had to go out and water the vegetables and feed the chickens and goats. So I locked in my profit. I think I got in an average of 23.50 by buying at the ask, and I exited around 24. It was a mini trade, but again, just trying to lock in these moves. And the way we currently stand here on LTC on the hourly time frame, we're consolidating after this bull move. On the daily time frame, we have a bullish reversal candlestick forming as well. These lines are making it a bit difficult to see, but you can see the long lower wick here. Bulls bought the dip, bullish reversal candlestick. We must confirm it with the green day tomorrow. LTC is different than BTC and ETH on this daily time frame because we broke to lower lows, and we've seen lower highs and lower lows for the past 2 weeks, almost a week and a half, and that is different. Let's look at ETH comparatively on the daily time frame. We have higher lows on the daily, and Bitcoin higher lows on the daily as well. So LTC stands out for that reason, and that's another reason that I don't want to be holding it longer term, and I don't want to be holding it when I'm not watching. I'm using LTC to day trade, and I'm taking those funds and putting them back into ETH when I like the positioning. And I do currently like the positioning on ETH, and I am in a position, and I will exit if we break some of these mid $86 supports. And then I'll look to reload in the low 80s. So I appreciate you watching. That's what's going on in the cryptocurrency space, and we're certainly covering it with a lot of help in our chat room in the cryptocurrency room, whereas last night when ETC or LTC was dumping, and twice now overnight with LTC dumps that I've flipped, it's been because I looked in the chat room and someone mentioned the dump, and people are doing a good job of pointing out oversold RSIs because we know the bounces are so consistent from oversold RSI levels that's really an alert we're giving to all of each other, and we're playing these bounces together, and a lot of people locked in 15 to 20% gains on their first cryptocurrency trade in about 10 hours overnight. So I appreciate you watching. We'll continue to put these out, and I hope you have a great day.